Namaskar. My name is Dr. Sujata Vaidya. I'm from the healthcare industry, and with the growing presence of IT, technology, and new developments around the world, it is very essential that we are up to date with what is happening on an all India level, as well as the fact that today the whole world is looking at India, especially in the healthcare sector. Well, we have presented the best of the vaccines to so many nations from around the world as a starting point for this particular talk. Today's meeting is with a very, very interesting personality, Dr. Aparna Das. I will be telling you about her. And before we go into speaking with Dr. Aparna, it is my pleasure to introduce to you once again and bring to you the advantage of Global India Business Forum. So I'm introducing Global India Business Forum to you. It is all about GIBF, has been in the support of micro and small scale industry, young and upcoming entrepreneurs from all over India. Essentially, Global India Business Forum is a business think tank organization and connecting businesses and business people from around the world. We provide ideas in the form of studies, survey, reports, recommendations, quantitative and qualitative analysis. We also provide ideas, mentors to support these ideas, institutional resources to nurture these ideas in a dynamic context. So you come to the right organization. With a vision to create and build a world business community, GIBF or Global India Business Forum provides a common platform for businesses and entrepreneurs to share ideas and experiences for the entrepreneurship development. We encourage newcomers, sought working solutions for them, network, reach out, and this is not restricted to India alone or to Indians, but this business opportunity is for all the Indians in India, diaspora overseas, various SMEs from around the world. It brings the world together on a single platform. GIBF creates a point of connect to help and identify new opportunities, identify solutions for those who are looking for such opportunities. Global India Business Forum has done remarkable work in bringing together experts from around the world while keeping in connect with over 102 embassies, approximately 90,000 associate members from 137 countries, and over 350 organizations who have come together to benefit and derive benefit from GIBF. Global India Business Forum has successfully organized numerous trade fairs, exhibitions, webinars such as this seminar, and has also brought together delegates from various countries, entrepreneurs from around the globe together on a single platform. Global India Business Forum journey can be mapped through its flagship project, the e-magazine, all the business called the Business Tycoon. This is a very wonderful and powerful platform where people can read about success stories of various enterprises, of various path-breaking businessmen, as well as the upcoming issues from around the world. Issues, that is business issues. The Business Tycoon enjoys subscription from over 102 countries. It is becoming one of the top business magazines around the world and has diversified industrial segment distribution. People from various sectors come and contribute to this magazine, and it is one of those e-magazines that can be easily accessed by everybody. It is a platform where young entrepreneurs from around the world can come forth with their innovative ideas. And for those who are in the micro and mini scale industry, they come and they share their success stories. They share their products, their services, and find a common platform for everybody to share and grow together. This is very briefly what Global India Business Forum has set out to do and is doing very, very successfully. Today, we have the privilege of meeting one such very young entrepreneur, successful businesswoman, upcoming businesswoman, Dr. Aparna, and I'm going to briefly introduce her. So, Aparna has over 10 years experience in healthcare and pharmaceutical research and management. She has worked in various technical and business roles at Glenmark Pharmaceuticals, Reliance Industries, and LEK Consulting. She holds MBA from Indian School of Business and a PhD from University of Massachusetts and Masters from Indian Institute of Science. Nothing less. Your qualifications are awesome, Dr. Aparna. She has published research papers in international journals with more than 100 citations and was also nominated for the Harold Weintraub Graduate Student Award. She has advised many Fortune 500 healthcare and pharmaceutical companies on their growth and expansion strategies as a part of her management consulting stints. During her MBA, she won many competitions, including becoming the campus winner for IBM case study on building a healthcare app that uses artificial intelligence to improve patient journey and the outcomes. Post ISB, she worked at Glenmark Pharmaceuticals, where she worked directly with the chairman and senior management to accomplish strategic projects leading to multi-million-dollar deals for the company. Today, we are very fortunate to have her in her new role as the co-founder and CEO of Jatayu Healthcare Technologies. Welcome, Dr. Aparna. It is truly a great privilege to have you on this platform, and we are looking forward to all your sharing for our audience. So, Dr. Aparna, how does it feel to start your own business after having worked with such giant names?
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Vaidya, for the great introduction. I hope I'm deserving of it. Yeah, but it feels nice to be my own boss. But actually, from the outside, it looks like that you are your own boss as an entrepreneur. But the number of bosses just has multiplied infinitely. Because and now everybody is your boss, from employees to customers to investors. Everybody becomes your boss. So you have in a corporate environment, you have one boss, but now you have multiple bosses to report to. So I don't know about that, but yeah, it feels great to build something, and it feels great to just start something and grow it. I think that journey is beautiful.
How and why did you choose the healthcare industry? Of course, these are not a part of the questions that we have to ask you, but I'm curious to know.
Right from childhood, I've always been interested in health, in sciences and biology in particular. And throughout my journey, I've always tried to understand how the human body works, how different things function, what is it that makes us tick and makes us human, or any animal, the function the way it does. So I've always been curious that way. But after my PhD, when I came back to India, there are so many healthcare issues that that have been there since long, and I've always been wanting to contribute to the betterment of the healthcare ecosystem in some manner or another. I think now the pandemic has forced a lot of people to also reevaluate their priorities and think about and prioritize health. But for me personally, it has always been a very important part of my being. And I want to also create an ecosystem where health is taken care of in the way I believe it should. So that has always been the thinking behind my doing either PhD, trying to do research and understand about the human body or the brain more. and post that in consulting as well. So as it's always revolved around biology, and later during the later part of my life revolved around biology and its commercialization, and how to make that happen, and how to improve lives, how to make a difference, basically.
That is very important, because there's so many people out there who may have chosen biology as a subject and not really knowing in which direction to go. So you are a good example for them. Okay, I have a flip question for you now.
Sure.
You are into biology, which is a living science.
Yes.
And you have chosen to take it into technology. And yes, over here, the topic is artificial intelligence. So it may not be something that you were prepared for, but biology is living science. So when we are talking about healthcare technology and talking about, we are talking about artificial intelligence. So now tell me, what is artificial? And if it is artificial, how is it intelligent? And how are you clubbing artificial intelligence with healthcare?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So what I mean, we all have our natural intelligence, right, as opposed to the artificial intelligence. Now artificial intelligence, what we say is basically machines getting smarter, and I mean, machines, we ask them to do something. You ask a machine in a Word document to search something, it searches for it. But once you artificial intelligence goes above and beyond that, and does something that it has not been directly trained to do. Of course, there's always some training required for it to get to the stage where you can where the machine or the system can understand, or the computer can understand. When I say the system, machine, it's all computers here. So just trying to make it much smarter and work for us humans. I mean, of course, we are the most intelligent being, right? And we have now we want to make machines our slaves, and to put it very in a very a generalized sort of manner, we want to put the machines to work and make them work for us in a more intelligent manner. I mean, we have been making machines work for us for the longest time, but to make them work in a much more smarter way, so that we can have a greater output out of them, rather than just entering some information and just getting a straightforward output. Instead of that, if you think about it, I mean, it's almost like how a child learns a language. I mean, you teach only a few words, but the child picks up and then it starts building sentences, etc. Before you know it, this speaking the language. So that's what natural intelligence does, and that's what the world over, people who are working on artificial intelligence are trying to sort of replicate and sort of mimic in the machines. Of course, we are, I mean, far away from machines ever being as intelligent, but everybody is trying to get to the stage where you can actually make them do much more than what has been directly taught to the machine or taught to the computer. So that's what the artificial intelligence is all about. And regarding artificial use of AI, artificial intelligence in healthcare, I think healthcare has a great many use cases for using AI to improve, because we only understand we understand quite a bit about human body right now, or about how things function, about how the human cells behave, etc., or the human body behaves. But there's still a lot more that we need help understanding. Like if you think about the brain, which is the intelligence providing organ for us, we only understand maybe like 5 or max 10% of how it does what it does. And as humans, we have limited capacity of making connections, of understanding things. And if it is aided by a machine trying to decipher a large amount of data, like humans can only, if you want to do pattern recognition, to put it very simply, humans can only do a limited, maybe on a A4 size or a greater canvas, but a machine can do it on a much greater canvas. So that's where the it comes into picture. And in healthcare, I think to understand how the human body is behaving and how to make it, how to make the entire ecosystem more efficient, we need to have we need some support, and that is where the artificial intelligence comes in. So now we know that there are all these use cases where you can look at a X-ray scan and see whether using artificial intelligence whether what kind of symptoms are there. There are other use cases trying to predict the risk of certain diseases like cancer, etc., that have been done. And the use case that we are working on, trying to streamline the entire medical record generation process. So I think there are all these various, so many different use cases that you can put artificial intelligence to in healthcare to make the ecosystem better.
So actually, you have succeeded in using artificial intelligence to do tremendous amount of data comparisons, data compilation, and this is the need of the global society nowadays, because there is no business that is working with one person, but they are working with large number of people, especially in healthcare.
Correct.
So I think, so one message that you're sending out to the people that I'm deriving from everything you're saying is that don't be afraid of artificial intelligence. It can be used in a very positive manner, especially in the healthcare industry. Yeah.
Yes.
So
yes.
One very important aspect of healthcare industry is that people's information, and when you're talking about healthcare, then it is private information.
Correct.
So the kind of, now I'm using layman terms, but let us say that this is software driven.
Correct.
Correct?
Correct.
So software is something that is very delicately planned. It has to be protected by various methods, as well as allowing it to become an intelligent thinking, data generating tool in the hands of people in the healthcare industry. So patient data is very, very important.
Yes.
What are the kind of security measures? Now I'm asking directly to you as a doctorate, as an expert in this particular field, that how much kind of information, or what all did you need to do to make sure that large data and patient security is maintained, especially in your current work, in reference to your current work?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's a very valid point, and that's something that everybody who is working in the healthcare space has to be very cognizant of all the time. And as a patient or as a consumer of healthcare services myself, I'm very aware of where my data is going. I don't even, as a person, I don't even like to share my mobile number to anywhere for anywhere and any sort of purposes. I'm very careful about my personal data and privacy concerns. I have great many privacy concerns. And so as a company also, we have always been very cognizant of that, and we have put in a lot of measures to make sure that the data, patient data, is handled in a safe and secure manner. And we have put in, there are many regulations available worldwide, like there's GDPR in Europe, there's HIPAA in US, which deal with, which have a sort of the rules and or the best practices that need to be followed for maintaining data in a private and secure manner, especially health data. So we are following those standards, especially HIPAA standards, to for all our patient data, so that there is no leakages anywhere. And on top of it, we also anonymize. And even if we have to retrieve a record ourselves, I mean, as a company, if we want to retrieve a record that's stored in our databases, also there is a huge amount of process that we need to undergo to get those anonymized records. So we have put all those in place, so that a patient, we don't take patient data lightly at all. Because if I want to, I mean, not as a company, but as an individual, I'm very particular about that, and I want to make sure that that is safe and secure. So as a company, we absolutely follow those HIPAA standards to make sure that.
So actually, Dr. Aparna, I'm just going to interrupt you over here and take you 2 steps backward. Okay. Before you go ahead into explaining the nitty-gritty of your own software, give a little information about your own company. And when you're on this platform, what is it that you are conveying to the masses? What do you want to tell the people about yourself, your company, and your new tool that you're presenting in front of people?
Sure. Yes, Dr. Vaidya. Yeah, I'll do that. My company is called Jatayu Healthcare Technologies, where we are using AI, where we are building AI-based tools for the healthcare industry. So that's basically in a nutshell. That's what we are doing. But to give details, what we are doing is, I mean, we all know as patients and as consumers of healthcare services, we have seen that healthcare data, medical records, is not maintained in the proper detailed manner that it should be. If you want a record from 10 years old disease of yours, you will yourself find it hard to get that data. And even in this all digital world, I mean, everything is digital now, right, for us, right from this meeting to everything in our work and personal lives nowadays. But if you when it comes to health, we don't have any digital footprint at all. Like, for example, even if you have to go to a hospital, the common practice would be to carry a file and take it all around to all the hospitals. So that I believe in this digital world, when everything is digital, that should also transition to digital, and all those medical records should be made digital, uh, because it offers a lot of advantages. I mean, you can do searches, you can do on-demand access. There's no loss of records. There's no wear and tear. There are so many advantages as opposed to a paper-based record. So that's the problem statement that we started with. And as patients, and as people working in the healthcare, we were frustrated that this is something that needs an overhauling, basically. And that has to be streamlined, that has to be made more efficient for everybody for all the stakeholders, whether it be patients, whether it be doctors. Doctors also, I mean, if once you go to a doctor, they will also find it hard to remember what exactly happened to you 5 years ago. Unless you have it really documented really well, it's not going to it's not going to help your case. So it's to make the treatment plans, it's to make compliance, it's to make so many things better, that once you have digital data, you can handle it much better, in a much better way. And you can do so much more with that data, and make more like a compliance also, whether you're taking the medications or did not take the medications, or maybe in the past whether you took them, did not take them. All those, if they're documented, then the entire treatment course can also be much better, and leading to better patient outcomes, which is our final goal, basically. I mean, as patients, as a company, we would like to see that happen. That there's a positive difference in the healthcare outcomes finally because of this. So that's the problem that we wanted to address, and for that we are building tools. Of course, there are many different ways of digitizing data, and we wanted to go to the voice enabled technology, whereby you can just use your voice to basically make the medical records. The healthcare providers can use their voice to make the medical records, and whatever is happening to the patient can be recorded at that time, and then it can be, once it's digital, it can be shared. There can be so many manual. I mean, you can WhatsApp it, email it, etc. So those things is what the company is working on. And we currently have a product for radiology, that's in beta testing with a few players in the market.
So basically, you are offering new technology that is software based, which is going to compile a lot of data that is put forth by the medical doctors, and it will have all the information about the patients. So this is something that is really helpful to large hospitals where there is a long waiting line of patients. But tell me, your software, is it only meant for larger hospitals or places where there is a great patient rush, or even individual doctors can use it for their own clinical practice? Is it possible?
Absolutely, absolutely. So we have made everything modular. So we can offer things in a very modular way according to the needs and requirements of the doctors, because we also understand that the market is segmented. There are very large players. There are government hospitals, there are corporate hospitals, there are individual clinics, there are multi polyclinics. So there, I mean, it's all very varied. And the needs and requirements are very varied. So what we wanted to do is, we didn't want to build a system that would be very expensive, and I mean, it'll be an elephant in the room for a very small clinic. So we made it very modular, and according to the need of the center, they can pick and choose what they need. So, and we can just add on whatever is the requirement. If they need patient management, if they need billing, etc., whatever are the clinic management modules, they can add on those to the software. So that's how we are managing. And currently, I mean, large hospitals, of course, the uptake is there, but smaller hospitals, smaller setups are also subscribing to this concept, because of the need that it is satisfying, and they're seeing the efficiencies that are getting generated because of the use of this system.
Tell me one thing. Now, it is a common practice in India, at least, that a lot of individual doctors, especially those who are specialists, are running their own clinic. So yes, they are going to have a kind of software to assist them in their own patient management. But for larger work, maybe hospitalization that itself, surgery, or maybe getting investigations that are possible only in larger hospitals, your software or the technology that you are offering, it is possible for individual doctors to get their modules linked up to larger hospitals, to larger investigation centers, so that the communication gap between patient management is resolved. Is this something that your company and your product is providing?
Yes, absolutely. You're right. I mean, there are specialists who work in a hospital, and they see the patient there, and then they probably see the same patient in their own individual setups as well. So what we are doing is, we have ours is a cloud-based software. So it works. It can integrate with any sort of software as well, with any kind of hospital management system, any HIS, RIS, etc. So that through APIs, it can talk to the system, so that the communication of the information from with the patient at the center. So we want to make the patient at the center of this communication, because it's the patient's data, and the doctor has access to it, whether it is at his own individual clinic, or whether it is at his at the corporate hospital or some other bigger hospital that he's working. He can have access to that data, and the patient, of course, has access to that data. So we have made it a two-way sort of communication between the doctor and patient. And since it's a cloud-based software, it can be the communication can happen seamlessly.
Now, all sort of data always generates some information that can be used, and since it is cloud-based, it is something that is global, is what I understand. Now, we see a trend in the healthcare sector where there are a lot of patients who are consulting online, and they choose to come to India for their treatment. So does your software also provide for an international community to link up with doctors in India, get their advice, maybe do some investigations in their own country, and then come back to India for hospitalization, surgery, or anything? Is your software compatible for such kind of situations that are becoming more and more popular and common in current times?
Yes, yes and no. So yes, that it's a cloud-based software, so anybody anywhere can use it. I can sit in Mumbai and do it, or Delhi, or anywhere, or New York, London. I can sit anywhere, and the if I have an internet connection, I can use it. So it's that seamless basically, and you can use it anywhere. But the only caveat that I would like to add there is that all our patient data, since currently we are operating in India, we all our patient data is hosted on the cloud system that's present in India, and that data stays in India. So because of a lot of because of the security concerns that we have been that we have put in place, that made sure that in different regional in different geographies, there are different cloud centers, and you can only localize data there if you want to keep the data really private and secure. So we have put that restriction on ourselves that the data remains in India. So if they currently are undergoing treatment in India, then their data will stay in India. And if they have done their rest of the treatment elsewhere in the world, then that data would stay there. And we are still looking at mechanisms for those to talk, but currently we don't have that infrastructure in place. We are working on it and making sure that that crosstalk also happens, so that the flow can be international as well. But because of our data, because of how our data, we are restricting the flow within the national borders currently. That's how it is. But yes, it is doable, and it can be done, but not at this stage. But yes, in the
So
future, yes,
actually, it
definitely.
is something that is very comforting to know that there are such security uh, things in place that anybody who will opt to use your software, to use the tools and technologies that you and your company are offering, will be in a private corner. So it will not be a disturbing issue. Their data is not going to be passed around the world. So we do hear of so many things going wrong because of data availability. Now, very directly asking you as a user, as a Global India Business Forum patron, I'm asking you that I'm an individual doctor with a clinic of my own, and I am linked up to a few hospitals, but depending upon the kind of patient that comes, it's not really as if I'm only linked up to one particular hospital. Now, every hospital has their own software, similar kind of technology that you are offering. And sometimes it becomes a compatibility issue between me using your software and getting it linked up to some very big hospital software. So how do you deal with this? Because it is something that any user is going to come across and say that other people may not be using your software, but how do I make it comfortable? Is it comfortable for me to be linked up to your technology and still make it comfortable around all over India, maybe, or different setups? What have you done with your tool for that?
Yeah, absolutely. And this is something that we have also heard in the market, and we have been facing the same issue that different people have different softwares, and many times they're really old software, so they don't have those sort of capabilities to connect with newer softwares, because softwares go through their own life cycles, and some things get outdated, some things get people stop using them. So those things do happen. And yes, we do face difficulties in plugging into certain softwares which are really old and outdated. But most of the softwares that are in existence, we can communicate with them using. So there are certain technologies that are available, like APIs, etc., through which nowadays any software can communicate through some other software once the ports are open, and once there is communication channels that become open from both sides, then they can easily talk to each other. So we are making it apart from making it modular, we're also making it API based, so that we can do a plug and play with any system that is currently in existence, because we understand that replacing of systems is not going to happen, and it's going to take a long time, and we are offering a small piece of the puzzle. So that puzzle has to fit in to the existing canvas that they have and existing systems that they have. So we just want to integrate, and we want to bring in efficiency in one part of their entire workflow and entire processes, and the rest of the processes that they have been doing till now, they can keep doing those as well. We just want to facilitate just the medical record generation part, and we would just want to streamline that part as a company. So that's what we are focusing on. That's our USP, and therefore we are using the API approach to basically talk to their systems.
So, Dr. Aparna, one of the most important questions, now that you've brought all the viewers in the comfort zone of knowing that they can use your technology and still be up to date with communicating with patients and other medical fraternity, how do they reach you? Where do they come? How can a person come and sit in front of Dr. Aparna and discuss their issues or take this kind of a business proposal ahead with you? Give information about where you are, your mobile number. If you have a calling card, you just flash it on the camera. So it will be captured in this clip, which is available on other social media, and people can revert back to you.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll just present a screen also where I have my contact details. And
Yes.
So I would also like to just add that we also got a huge government grant recently to work on this technology. And because government is also, there's a lot of push from the government towards digitizing healthcare. And with the COVID, now everybody realizes the need for such a digitization, and therefore there's a lot of push from the government side as well. And we have been fortunate enough to get a grant from the government to take our technology to the next level, and we are going to get incubated at a really reputed IIT as well for taking our product further ahead. So
congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, we are thrilled to receive it, and now our product is going to, it's going to scale up. So
let us have your contact details first, and I will continue with the questions. You can continue answering, but let information about your company come up on screen first.
Yeah. Just give me 1 second. So I would just like to add, I just flashed the information as well, but I would just like to add that we are registered in Mumbai, and we have our offices in Mumbai and Pune as well. You can reach us, you can email us, you can walk into our offices. Our offices in Balewadi High Street.
Essentially, what we have spoken so far, as in the time that you are putting in the details, is that the whole world is looking at patient healthcare with a very different view. In as much as the medical community has to be up to date in their own sciences, this is now a multi-science approach where it is not only patient information, it is also the progress and prognosis of a disease, as well as investigations and possibly the kind of treatment that is offered and the outcome of that treatment that people at large are very interested to know. Now, it is not only the doctors, the researchers, but very much the patient and an international community who would like to understand the trends that are being shown by different diseases and by different treatment modalities. COVID itself has shown to us that the aggressive stance of modern medicine has not shown as many results as homegrown remedies have. But even to do this, it had to be data, and it had to be data that is compiled and presented in a very scientific and medical manner that could appeal to the masses to actually tell them which are the drugs that worked, what are the kind of impact that the viral infection had on a majority of people. And this is all thanks to the kind of technology and artificial intelligence that Dr. Aparna's company is providing now. So it is a good opportunity for larger hospitals, definitely, to rely on technology such as what Dr. Aparna's company is offering. The very fact that the government has taken the best foot forward in offering a grant, it means that the product that they are offering has a standing, and it is going to cater to the need of a lot of individual medical practitioners, smaller clinics, smaller hospitals. That is the reach of Global India Business Forum, the small scale industries, the entrepreneurs who are stepping into healthcare industries, where they can take advantage of such data. And you can, of course, approach Dr. Aparna to find out what kind of data is available for the masses to use and in what manner for which industry. So it is not only the ailing or the hospitals themselves who are providing the treatment, but a lot of allied industry that can become a part and parcel of this kind of artificial intelligence movement and such kind of technological tools as Dr. Aparna's company is providing. And a very, very good opportunity for you, Dr. Aparna, to reach out to many more people on this forum, where they should be able to reach you and find out more information about how you can take up collaborative steps. So, Dr. Aparna, congratulations on the very, very strong academic background that you have gained to be able to sit in your entrepreneur chair. And the kind of answers you have given are very, very comforting, because your whatever you have said is not only backed by experience, but by very, very strong educational support. And you work with the best. And best of luck for the future. And Global India Business Forum is very fortunate to have you here with us. And we are very sure that people in the medical fraternity, as doctors, as patients who want to know more, will be approaching you very soon. And a very, very, very comfortable and good give and take is going to happen with you. Thank you so much, Dr. Aparna, for sharing this platform with us. Global India Business Forum signing out for this session. Namaskar.
Thank you so much, Dr. Vaidya and Global India Business Forum for inviting me and letting me talk about our company and our products. Thank you so much. It was a wonderful interaction and great questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Aparna. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.